Over. It was very grand. It was too much, too impressive to be described, but you will see a good bit about it in the papers. If you can imagine a great wide avenue, like Flatbush Avenue in Brooklyn, quite flat and stretching as far as you can see, with a great white building half as big as Fort Greene on a hill at the commencement of the avenue, and then through this avenue marching solid ranks of soldiers, 20, 25 abreast, just marching steady all day long, for 2 days, without intermission, one regiment after another. Real war-worn soldiers that have been marching and fighting for years, sometimes for an hour, nothing but cavalry, just solid ranks on good horses, with sabers glistening and carbines hanging by their saddles and their clothes showing hard service, but they mostly all good-looking young men, and then great masses of guns, batteries, cannons, 4, 6 abreast, each drawn by 6 horses, with the gunners seated on the ammunition wagons. And these perhaps a long while in passing, nothing but batteries. Then great battalions of blacks with axes and shovels and pickaxes, real southern, African-looking men. Then again, hour after hour, and the old infantry regiment, the men all sunburned. Nearly everyone was some old tatter all in shreds that had been a costly and beautiful flag. The great drum corps, 60 and 80 drummers, massed at the heads of the brigades, playing away, now and then a fine brass band, but often nothing but drums and whistling fifes. Perhaps a band of 60 drums and 15 of 25 pipes playing Lanigan's ball. The different corps banners, the generals with their staffs, the West Army led by Sherman. That in a brief sketch gives you some idea of the great panorama. I saw President Johnson, the Lincoln successor, several times, stood close by him. He was plain but substantial. It seemed wonderful that just that plain, middle-sized, ordinary man, dressed in black without the least badge or ornament, should be the master of this myriad of soldiers, the best that ever trod the earth, with 40 or 50 major generals around him and riding by with their broad yellow satin belts around their waists. I saw General Grant, too, several times. He's the noblest Roman of them all. None of the pictures do him justice. After sundown, I saw him again riding on a large, fine horse with his hat off in answer to the hurrahs. He rode by where I stood, and I saw him well as he rode by on a slow canter, with nothing but a single orderly after him. He looks like a good man, and I believe there is much in looks. I saw General Meade, General Thomas, Secretary Stanton, and lots of other soldier officers and generals, but the rank and file was the greatest of all. Anyway, I could read you others, but I won't bother. I just want to give you a taste of, here's a man who went through it, witnessed it all, and then wrote his poetry before and afterwards. And we are the heirs to that poetry, and of course, as we see, they don't seem to teach it in our schools, which is, to my mind, a very sad thing. But let's go back to this song of myself, which gets us started. Now you've got a taste of the fact that you're dealing with someone, you might call him homosexual, or something else in that nature, meant in a derogatory sense, but you're dealing with a full person here of whatever gender and whatever orientation, and he's lacking nothing. He's just not a violent man, although he said he's willing to go to the battlefields if he thought that it would be helpful beyond what he was doing by himself.
It's more like Eisenman.
Well, I'm not interested in what he is or he isn't, but the point is, this is one of the reasons why they probably have avoided reading him in the schools. Well, tell the school boards that, okay? I'm just going to say that, I'm not analyzing his sexuality, but I think the reason that he hasn't been read is that's the main reason, that they're frightened of presenting someone who has an honest view of his own sexuality in a school environment, for good or for bad, and I'm not judging him. So, we got this first and second part of Song of Myself. Let's just pick up again here in part 2, just to get the rhythm of this. Houses and rooms are full of perfumes, the shelves are crowded with perfumes. I breathe the fragrance myself and know it and like it. The distillation would intoxicate me also, but I shall not let it. This is not beautiful words. This is not John Keats. This is not some rhyme, flowery, beautiful sonata or something like that, sonnet rather. This is just the speech of ordinary America. And he has the rhythm of ordinary America, and it has its own flow. And even today, those of you who are born here or have come here the rhythm of speech that you inherit here is in this poem, and you can read it as an American speech. You may not choose to use the same words that he uses, but I guess the closest thing it is to today is rap. Though I think this is the rap that I've heard is so crude and vulgar and crass, and does very little for anyone's spirit except tear it down, that I can't even compare it to this in the same breath. But there may be some rap I haven't heard, so I don't want to be a general condemnation of it. But this is high-minded rap, okay? Not gutter rap. So, or if you like, ghetto rap. This is something, there is that. Taking the lowest aspect of life in a given area and, you know, disseminating it rather than trying to uplift, to my mind, pull down and make people feel bad about themselves and the world around them, which I don't think does any good in a short lifetime. Life is short enough. It seems to me that what one's looking for is people are going to make better out of what one has to face, not worse out of it. So I don't apologize for that. I think this is a higher form of rap.